a country, we are not able to meet 1/10 of our expected housing units.
Okay, so for example, if I'm using Ghana as an example, that and for which we are talking about affordable housing, it is said that it's not everybody who will be able to build or put up a house in any society. No society will you have 100% of its citizens able to afford to put up a house or a decent living. And that is why there are always these kinds of social provisions and social brackets that comes in terms of interventions, okay, and subsidies for which government uses in order to enhance and assist its citizens in order to provide for these kinds of housing, be it a low-cost housing, be it a social housing, or be it affordable housing. So there are differences if you are talking about affordable housing and then social housing. In fact, social housing is for the low cost, for the very low income people, and sometimes they cannot even afford in terms of even rent. This is what we call the social housing. And this one relies solely on government, okay? Majority of this intervention is by government. But if you're talking about affordable housing, then this is where the government, in partnership with the private sector, will actually assist and push for these kinds of affordable housing for the middle income and then lower middle income and then the upper levels, of course. So you see that in Ghana here, what we are doing is providing affordable housing, but most of the times we see government using both, interpreting it in both ways. If he's talking about affordable housing, he's actually talking about both affordable housing and then social housing. So you see that most of the policies, right from the colonial era up to now, you see the mix of the two, both affordable housing, local housing, and it interchanges depending on the kind of the government era that comes into place. So yes, government has consistently been providing a certain form of affordable housing, and for which we will be able to know whether it has been sufficient or not up to now.